What's up, guys? Good morning. I'm up bright and early to show you the best Amazon Prime deals for GPU mining, CPU mining, and just general computer parts that I found pretty good deals on this morning. So let's get into it. So if you don't know, I made a modern mining Amazon storefront so that all of these items are kind of compacted into one place. If you ever need any sort of crypto mining hardware, I recommend checking out this store because I've got it all in one place for you. So first we'll go over the general categories, and then I've got some of the best deals up here at the top that we'll take a look at. So I've got it split between miscellaneous gadgets, power accessories, CPU mining, GPU mining, and then airflow. So unfortunately, some categories didn't have a lot of deals, but there is still some great stuff you can get today. So for miscellaneous gadgets, this is just some of the random little things I use in my crypto mining operation, like thermometers, PCI splitters, the crypto mining hardware wallet that I use, the airflow meter. So walking through here, you can see that a lot of these items are on sale, and this is probably the best category where you're gonna find some of the best deals. A lot of these items are already pretty cheap though, so it's not like you're gonna save crazy money. But a lot of different fan splitters and fan adapters are on sale for a little bit off. The filter material that I use on my crypto mining intakes is also down to $8 from $20, so that actually is a pretty good deal. And then the Govee smart sensors I use are $10 off, but that's not even an Amazon Prime deal. So that's this category. We'll go into my favorite deals in a minute. Let's check out power accessories. So on here, not a ton of items, and unfortunately all of the kind of main items, your cords and your 10-2 wire and your outlets, those are not really on sale, but there are some pretty cheap PCI splitters if you want to use those to power your risers. Now would be a half decent time to get these. I would consider looking on Amazon to compare prices. They also have a 850 watt PSU for $82. We're going to look into that a little bit more. And perhaps the best deal on this page is a 30 amp 240 volt PDU for $88. I believe I bought mine for $150 each, and I thought that was a good deal. So this is pretty crazy. We're going to dig into that. For CPU mining, this is where you're going to find sort of the best deals on Amazon Prime. They always tend to have really good deals on CPUs. Motherboards and RAM, not so much this time around, but the CPUs are pretty crazy. So first off, the 7000 series, you can see 7700X is going for about $250 down from $400. 7900X 3D is actually cheaper than the 7900X, and that seems crazy. The 7900X is better for CPU mining. If you do a little bit of gaming and stuff like that, then this 7900X 3D is basically a no-brainer at $330 down from $600. And the 7900X is at $342 down from $550. So this is a pretty insane deal on the 7900X 3D. Some other pretty crazy deals I found on here is the 5900X is down to $224. It says the list price is $570, but that's probably a little bit inflated, but still $224 is a very good deal for 5900X. And also, the 7950X 3D is down to $460 from $700, but this is probably a little overkill for CPU mining. So next category up is GPU mining. This is where I've got all the kind of essentials that you need for GPU mining, even down to the Ethernet cables. And you can see there's a couple deals on rig frames. If you don't want to build one and you don't want to use a server case, then some of these open air frames are a little cheaper. So this one's $40 down from $53, and this one is $30 down from $38. But besides that, a lot of your core components, especially GPUs, you're not really going to have Prime Day deals on, unfortunately. And last but not least, airflow hardware. This is the core stuff that I use, and unfortunately, not many deals on here either. Okay, now let's get into the actual best deals that I think are on Amazon Prime for crypto miners. So the Tangent wallet is down to $56 from $70, and this is basically a lot of crypto miners' favorite hardware wallet because it has a decent amount of the mineable coins on it, whereas a lot of other ones aren't going to have those kind of smaller mineable coins. So the Tangent wallet is a good option if you want to get your coins off an exchange where they're nice and safe on a hardware wallet where no hackers are going to be able to access them. This is the security camera that I use around my house and around my crypto mining setup. And don't get me wrong, this is definitely a very budget option, but it's still a 1080p camera. But my only concern with it is the app is sometimes a little bit finicky, but it definitely does the job, and it's solar powered, so you don't really need to worry about plugging it into the house, and it's wireless. So this is down to $50 from $90. And if you have the Honey app, you can check out the historical price history on these. So let's see, if we go to 120 days, it looks like this really isn't that crazy of a deal because it's pretty consistently at $50. But if you're in the market for a camera, that's not a bad option. So I mentioned the CPUs earlier, but this is one of the craziest deals on there is the 5900X for $224, down from $570. So let's use that Honey tool again and see. It looks like this is about the lowest price that it's seen. So you can see it's gone all the way up to $800 at one point. But this is a good CPU for mining. The 3900X, the 5900X, and the 7900X are kind of the go-tos for CPU mining. So this is a decent option for that. This PSU, I've only briefly heard about the Red Dragon PSU brand, but it does have a pretty cool RGB fan, and for 850 watt gold power supply, fully modular, $82 is a pretty decent deal, especially for new. You can definitely get better if you're going for used options on like eBay, but for $83, you could use this for your main gaming PC if you needed a PSU to go with a bigger graphics card maybe. And who knows if this is true, but Japanese capacitors, me working in the quality control world, the Japanese are insane with their quality, so that's a pretty good sign. Let's check out the price history on this one. And you can see if we go to 120 days, it is the lowest it's ever been at 82, but you have been able to get it at 86 in the past. So not that crazy of a deal, but hey, if you're in the market, that's a decent option. So 7900X, we looked at that. Same deal as the other CPU. This is pretty cheap. Let's check the price history on that one. And this is basically, besides May 9th, this is the cheapest it's been by far. So if you're wanting to get into CPU mining, now would probably be the time to go ahead and pick up some CPUs and pair them with some of these other motherboards. Unfortunately, none of the motherboards have great deals right now, but you can still find them pretty cheap on Amazon, and I have some linked into my store that will be linked down below. The 7900X3D, let's check at this price history. This is also the lowest it's been in the last 120 days. So it's been around 400. It's been around this 330 mark for a few times, but at the 327 mark, it is the cheapest it's been. So let's talk about this 1 terabyte SSD for $45. So this isn't really meant for crypto mining because we only really use 120 gigabyte SSDs for HiveOS. But I'm probably going to pick one of these up for my editing PC because 1 terabyte for $45, that's just, it's crazy how cheap space and memory are getting these days. So let's check out the price history on this one. And wow, this looks like it's actually very low. So it normally goes for $60, and at 45, I'm actually just going to go ahead and grab one of those right now. All right. Went ahead and got one of those. That's just too good of a deal to pass up. So rack mount PDU, 30 amp 240 volt for $88, and it's got a voltmeter on it. So the ones that I bought for $150, they are Triplite brand, but they do not even have a voltmeter on them. So this is pretty sweet deal. It does look like the cable is only 6 foot, so that could be a little troublesome if your outlets aren't super close to where you're going to be mining, but if they are, then the 6 foot is probably not an issue. And it comes with 6 C13, C14 outlets, so that would be enough for maybe 2 to 3 GPU mining rigs on a 30 amp circuit. And one last item I added on real quick is this 4600 CFM 20-inch exhaust fan. This is the same kind I had before I switched to the 8000 CFM exhaust fan, and this is down to $55 from $70. So this is probably about the cheapest that you'll get that fan, and it looks like it's actually constantly at that price, but that is still a very good price if you need an exhaust fan. And I recommend getting a very big one, so you just need one, and this will minimize your wattage as much as possible. So this will probably be, and you can also apply this 5% coupon here. So this will probably be about 120 or 130 watts. So those are the main deals I found on this Amazon Prime Day. I wanted to get this quick video out to you guys so you don't have to spend hours scouring Amazon to see what the best deals are. I'll have all these items linked below along with my storefront, so you can just check them all out there. And happy mining. Hopefully you guys get some good deals. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.